Yes.
Can you speak to the importance of the bench protection with players like Turner or Curry, and how important they are just to relieve that pressure from your leaders, and how they, I mean, Curry was crashing the boards at times and everything.
Yeah.
How important is that for your team?
Yeah, that's really good. You know, we when we were recruiting, we were looking for depth so that we can be able to do that. And it's great that we can count on them to come in, and some of those players would probably start on other teams, but they have accepted their roles and they come in and do what we need them to do.
Following up off of that, you said the second unit was an issue last game where they were transitioning and the energy wasn't there. How did you kind of feel about the energy with the second unit this game?
Yeah, more energy today. You know, and we kind of feed off of that. I think when we are feeling good and energetic, our defense steps up and our defense turns into offense. So I think we had 13 second chance points and 11 fast break points. So our defense stepped up, and it's really good for us to have our defense on point.
Following up with what you talked about last game, you talked about how the rebounding needed to be better. Obviously, you out-rebounded UAB today, but not just overall, like on the offensive boards too. That kind of helped you guys extend possessions, but how big was that and how big of a focus was that from Saturday to today?
Yeah, definitely. We talked about that, and like Tia said, that, you know, we are crashing the boards, not waiting for it to come off, not standing and waiting. And that made the difference in the game today. I mean, 15 offensive rebounds, that's pretty good, and that's what we want to do. We want to crash the boards on both sides.
And obviously, you also brought up like the fast break points and scoring in transition. It really felt like for the first like 3 3/4 of the game, like you were able to kind of dictate like the pace of the game and score in transition, force turnovers. I mean, how big was that to kind of get back to that today?
Yeah, we talked about that before the game, that we have to use our speed. And transition-wise, I think we're a pretty good transition team, and we did that. We got out, we had some throw-ahead passes, so it worked well for us today.
I wanted to ask about the first quarter. You called that timeout 3 minutes into the game, and you guys, I think, got behind by 6. I mean, what was kind of your message in the timeouts? Obviously, you guys went on an 11-0 run after that. What was kind of the message?
Just the energy. Like, we didn't show the energy. You know, we can't sit back and wait. I wanted them to amp up their energy early and not sit back, because we don't want to get behind. And they came out and they answered the call.
Talked about the energy and you mentioned Savannah Curry already. You kind of said that she's much like just as similar to Tristan last year with a fearless freshman mentality. What is it like having that in the locker room and just working with her with that?
Yeah, really, really good. And she's getting confident, and I saw her even go, on the AM1. So, it's really good, and she's got a high IQ, and she works really, really hard. I mean, every time she's on the court, she works hard. So we're pleased to have her as a freshman.
Any more questions for Coach? Go ahead, Mel.
I was just going to say, when you opened the season with them, the outcome, of course we weren't there, but the outcome looked a lot easier. Anything they got better on, or maybe things that you just let slip?
Well, I think they definitely got better, and that's what teams are supposed to do in conference. And watching their last 5 games, they did some different things from when we first played them. A lot more movement and transition as well. So I figured that would happen, and as a coach, we hope that we get better throughout the season.
Any more questions for Coach?
What was that last kind of like minute 40 for you on the sideline with the turnovers and the mishaps? Like, what was kind of going through your head? And obviously, I know you called a timeout at one point when Tristan had the ball in the corner. Like, what was kind of your message to them?
I was trying to let them get out of it, and I knew I had some timeouts, but I was trying to let them get out of it, and they didn't. But I had to call a timeout just to calm them down, and hopefully we'll get better at that. And they said it too. It's just we're not poised. We have to be poised in those situations. Kayla Turner and Tristan, they are pretty quick. They can dribble through any press, but we've got to have our heads right and understand and be poised.
All right, any more questions?
Thanks so much, y'all.
Thank you.
Take care.